book besties, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. If you guys are seeing my face for the first time, hi, my name is Maya and I like to talk about books here on the internet. We're on day 11, guys. We're almost at the end. So we still gotta do our cringy intro. Are you ready? A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. On the 11th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 11 books to unhaul, 10 reader questions, 9 Goodreads winners, 8 bookish worlds, 7 holiday questions, 6 bookish gift ideas, 5 golden reads, 4 mediocre reads, 3 fall reads, 2 TBR games, and a very late reading wrap-up. I'm gonna show you guys 11 books of like the 20 million that are next to me at the moment. I have sorted some books, so I have like 3 stacks, 2 of which are unhaul and 1 is to be put back on the shelves or to find shelf space, and that is significantly shorter than the other 2. So I have a plethora of books to choose from, and I have various reasons for them, but just know that whatever I'm showing you here, I have more, and the more is going to be added at the end of the year. So I'm going to do an even bigger unhaul, because as I am collecting books, getting books, and then just like really going over my shelves and just like really rethinking all of my reads, I am going to probably clear some more space for the more accurate depiction of what it is that I read and what I would recommend as of now, because I have a lot of books from my past reading lives that I feel like, yes, made me, but some of them made me and are the core of why I love different genres that I love now, and then some are things that made me as a reader, but they're not like core books, if you know what I mean. And some of them, they are core books, but like I feel as though if I'm going to own them, then I'm going to like buy the complete set and make it all look the same. You know, I just have a stack in front of me and I'm just gonna go with the wind on these books, because none of them are truly like so far out there an explanation or so special that I would put it at like the top 11, but there are definitely some interesting ones for interesting reasons, and I think you're going to recognize some of them, and you might not recognize any of these books because I have not read them this year, or I just have not read them at all, and I just don't think that I am going to. But we'll get into it, so let's get into it. Zodiac Academy by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. I only got 40 pages into this, had to DNF it because of moral and ethical reasonings, and I just can't do it. I don't want to try. I don't foresee me getting over this particular thing in the very near future. Therefore, I'm just gonna let the book go, let someone else own it. I do also want to make mention of the fact that all of my unhauled books, one, are not completely unhauled day of. Like, I give them time. I allow myself to look them over, see if I will give them second chances in the background. And also, everything that I do unhaul and end up unhauling goes to a secondhand bookstore so that other people can read them too. And it also goes for in-store credits, so then I'm able to buy other books. That's just kind of how this works. Or if they're not accepted by the secondhand bookstore, then I give them to Goodwill. No book is thrown away or destroyed or whatever. Just so you know, there is no harm in the unhauling of these books other than what other people do to them, not me, or whatever the car ride does to them, and that is not under my control. I mean, kind of is, but isn't. Anywho, listen, Arizona drivers do be crazy. Anyway, the second book in the stack is The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X. Arpan, and this may be a little shocking to any of you who have seen me read this book, because I really did like this book. I had a good experience with it. It got a lot of emotion out of me. However, I just feel like this is a one-time read. It is time. It is time to let another have that experience. Okay, this one I may actually get canceled for. Caravel by Stephanie Garber. I literally only got this because of Hannah from A Clockwork Reader. I used to binge her channel, Haley's channel, and Zoe's channel. They used to have like a collab type of podcast channel, something or other. They used to collab a lot on each other's channels with different episodes for a podcast. I don't know if it was like an actual podcast, but anyways, I found those videos and then I found them each individually, and I really like their vibes and styles, and I just like the way that Hannah talked about this book, and I was like, ooh, I need to get it. Plus also this was in the this was in the year where I literally bought probably hundreds of dollars worth of books every single time I would go to Barnes & Noble. Don't do that now. Praise be. My wallet thanks me. But I would spend hundreds of dollars every single trip, and I would go quite frequently, and I would always get all of the books that all of my booktuber girlies recommended me. This was one of them. Like, beautiful cover, beautiful sales pitch. Have not been able to pick it up. So that means something. It's been years. And I got this, and I got this. And that's not a lot of space. And also, if you see the size of my room, it's not small by any stretch of the imagination from what an apartment could be, but it is smaller than what I had, and I gotta be picky and choosy. I do. So this is gonna have to go. Plus, I've also seen this in the secondhand bookstore, so if I ever wanted to get this again, I could get it with in-store credit from any of the books that I have unhauled in the past, and I could always get it as a second chance. And libraries do exist. I need to always remember that. Like, every time I unhaul a book, I'm like, you don't have to mourn this book. They still exist, and I could get them through the library. It's harder to attain some of them because they are popular, were popular, are having a resurgence of popularity, but it's not that hard to wait for a little minute and then go in and get the book for free, okay? I need to remember that. The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. I tried reading her other book, The Fire on High, and I wasn't the most impressed by it, and I'm not entirely sure. I think I read some of these poems and I just didn't vibe. The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren, and I don't know, this, like many of the books that I am going to unhaul here, has been on my shelves for years, and like I read it, I can semi-vibe with the synopsis, I can kind of get like a little bit of excitement of like, ooh, maybe I could try this, but then I end up not, and you know, just go with the gut, and the gut says I'm not gonna read it. So yeah, we're unhauling it. The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and this was supposed to be Clue-esque kind of thing. An old man dies and leaves the inheritance to this girl who I don't even think is a part of the family. Of course, there's going to be family jealousies and tensions and all of these different things. And so then the relatives all plan a way to maybe get back the inheritance or whatever. And that is what creates like a game-like type of atmosphere and a competitive type of atmosphere. And I think she gets a mansion or something of the which the relatives like either all live or congregate at or something, I don't know. And it's just a lot of mess and drama. And it sounds interesting, but apparently it wasn't interesting enough to get me to actually pick it up, so I am unhauling. Written in the Stars by Aisha Saeed, and I keep getting this confused with another book, so automatically it's kind of just like, if I can't even remember the title, I'm probably not even going to pick up the book. I think this was one where, again, I saw it, one of my booktube girlies had read it, and I was like, oh, you hauled it, so I must haul it too. I couldn't even really tell you what the synopsis is. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with like relationships, expectations, a certain like culture and society thing. And while it's not the worst possible like sales pitch ever, it was I lost the word. It was not memorable, apparently, for me. So with that, I'm unhauling. Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. This was very popular at one point, and I really wanted to read it. I think this also had something to do with like a pandemic that was going around, and it was very timely for COVID. I think it actually came out at around that year, if I'm not mistaken, not entirely sure. But like everyone was raving about it, and not really like raving about the actual book itself, but like raving about what it is, how it was so timely. A lot of people made, I think, really good reviews about this book, and I don't know, like I wanted to read it, never got around to it, so we're unhauling it. Also inspired by Hannah from A Clockwork Reader, Night Circus, one of her favorites, by Erin Morgenstern. And listen, the premise is okay. I really tried, when The Greatest Showman came out, I really tried to pick this up again at that point, because this was already out, right? Before The Greatest Showman? Yeah, it had to be. I'm really mixing years here. I have no idea when anything came out or what came first or what, but it was around that time I was really starting to like get into that, and like looking into the circus and stuff, and like how all of that originated and whatever. So of course other stuff and fantasy books were getting recommended at that time, and this was around that at that time. So I was like, ooh, this could be very interesting, but I just have never picked it up. Again, like there's, along with Caravel, I think they both had stakes involved, had a night of mystery, had just very intriguing, interesting, mysterious characters, but just I didn't buy, apparently, because I didn't pick it up. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna unhaul it because it has been sitting on my shelves too long, untouched, so we're gonna try and rehome it and see if someone else will love this story as well. This is gonna be very interesting, but I'm giving away my classic copy of Frankenstein by Mary Shelley because I now have it on Audible, and I'm just like, okay, if I'm going to read it again, I want to listen to it again because it was such a good narration, and I kept up with the story, and I didn't need the physical copy this time around. And it's like, okay, I have it now there, so I can listen to it for free now because now it's on my library through my credits, so we can rehouse this and it'll be just fine. The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. Now, I had the entire series at one point. Don't know what happened to the other two. So I no longer have the collection. The new one, the cover, to me, honestly, looks atrocious. Like, it just doesn't make sense to the world. So I'm not going to get that new edition, but I wouldn't mind maybe, I don't know, getting either all hardback if they're available, or all paperback cover if that's available, or maybe even other special editions. I'm sure there are others out there maybe. I only have this one, and so limited shelving space, like it's insane. So yeah, I'm probably gonna get rid of this one. There are other books, by the way, that I am getting rid of that you gotta see. You gotta come back for the full unhaul video. I just kind of gave you a teaser of what's to come, and actually now that I am looking at the rest of the books, it's not that many extra books. It is a full-on other stack though, to be fair, but it's not as many as I thought. But yeah, you guys should come back for that. Also, more may be added once I like really look at my shelves and really reflect and think on, okay, what do I want to get rid of? Because I truly, for the amount of book space that I have, I want all of my books that I have to be representative of things that made me as a reader, that are core books that I do believe should be read at all costs, no matter what, in any particular genre. And then any books now, all of my unread, all of my read, all of the things that I would like. but within a reasonable amount to be able to store in my room and stuff. So I am really looking into just being aware of my space and being aware of how much shelving space I actually do have. At some point, I know I'm gonna need new shelves, I'm gonna need bigger shelves, I'm gonna need more shelves, and we'll get to that point. But honestly, this right now is keeping it budget friendly for the type of income that I have at the moment, while maintaining my hobby, while also just being something cool and fun for my bookish channel. So yeah, with that all being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video, for taking the time out of your day to do so. I will be leaving all of my social medias linked in the description box down below, so if you guys want to follow me in other places. I do have a lifestyle channel, of which I am doing Vlogmas, so if you guys are into Vlogmas, feel free to check that out if you so choose and feel so inclined. I also have a Bookstagram, an Instagram, a TikTok that doubles as both book talk and just regular TikTok usage. I will be at some point, probably in the very far future, doing some sort of bookish content and making that separate on its own separate TikTok. And of course, any other platforms that I may not be thinking of right now that I will probably be posting on. Like, I have a Vocal account. I'm sure I have other things. I have a Lemonade account. I don't know if that could be linked. I don't know. Whatever can be linked, or whatever I'm actually working on, I'll leave that linked in the description box down below. And yeah, with all of that being said, thank you guys, as always, for being the absolute best bookish bestie that ever was, is, or ever will be. I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Bye!